Hello, friand. Wherever you are in the world right now, whatever you might be going through, I invite you to pause your hurried steps for a moment. Find a quiet corner and allow yourself to relax. Perhaps make a cup of light tea, or simply sit still. Adjust your breath. For this next period of time, let's set aside the external noise together and turn inward. Let's touch upon that ancient yet ever-new wisdom, the wisdom born in the East from the Buddha, weathered by 2,500 years of storms, yet still shining brightly, the profound wisdom of the Buddha's teachings. You might wonder, in this era of information overload and frantic pace, what use are these ancient principles? Aren't they too distant from our modern lives? In truth, the wisdom of the Buddha's path is not some lofty mysterious theory, nor is it confined solely to the morning bells, evening drums, dim oil lamps, and solitary monks within temple walls. It is more like a clear mirror, reflecting the truth within our own hearts, like a guiding lamp, illuminating the confusion in our lives, and like an exquisite method for the mind, helping us find an inner sanctuary of peace, clarity, and strength amidst this complex world. It concerns how we view this world, how we understand suffering and happiness, how we relate to ourselves, how we connect with others, and how we maintain an unshakable composure and ease amidst the ever-changing flux of life. At its core, the most fundamental insight of Buddhist wisdom is about suffering, dukkha, and the path to the cessation of suffering. The Buddha discovered that life inevitably involves various forms of suffering. Birth, aging, sickness, and death are suffering. Not getting what one wants is suffering, the torment of unmet desires. Separation from loved ones is suffering, the sorrow of inevitable parting. Being forced to associate with a disliked is suffering, the vexation of unwelcome encounters, and even our attachment to this I. This belief in a fixed, independent, and inherently existing self, this fundamental misunderstanding, is the root of all suffering, known as the suffering of the five clinging aggregates. Does this sound somewhat heavy? Yet, this is not pessimistic resignation. Clearly seeing the reality of suffering is precisely the first step towards liberation. Just as a doctor must accurately diagnose an illness before prescribing effective medicine, the Buddha's greatness lies not only in pointing out suffering, but also in clearly identifying its cause and the path to its complete cessation. This is the famous Four Noble Truths: the truth of suffering, dukkha; the truth of the origin of suffering, samuddaya; the truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha; and the truth of the path to the cessation of suffering, magga. So where does the root of suffering lie? Buddhist wisdom points to three key poisons: greed, aversion, and delusion. We call these the three poisons. Greed is excessive desire and clinging, wanting more, better, longer, clutching tightly, fearing loss, craving for material things, clinging to fame and gain, attachment to emotions, even greed for certain feelings or states. Greed burns our hearts like fire, pain when we don't get what we want, anxiety when we do, forever unsatisfied. Aversion is hatred, anger, resentment. When things don't go our way, when others offend us, when circumstances defy our expectations, the fire of aversion flares up. It harms others but scorches ourselves first, filling our hearts with hostility and darkness. Delusion is the most fundamental root, the ignorance of not seeing reality clearly, not seeing impermanence, anicca, that all phenomena are in constant flux, nothing is permanent. Not seeing non-self, anatta, that there is no independent, eternal, controlling self-entity. Not seeing the law of cause and effect, karma, that all our actions, words, and thoughts shape our present and future. It is this obscuration and propulsion by the three poisons that keeps us cycling endlessly in the rounds of birth, death, and affliction. Having seen suffering and its cause, where is the path to liberation? The Buddha taught the Noble Eightfold Path, the practical route to inner freedom and awakening. It's not some unattainable ideal, but a concrete method to integrate into daily life. Right understanding, correct view, comprehending the Four Noble Truths: karma, impermanence, non-self; right intention, correct thought, renouncing greed, aversion, delusion; cultivating thoughts of renunciation, loving-kindness, non-harm; right speech, correct speech, abstaining from lying, harsh speech, divisive speech, idle chatter; right action, correct conduct, abstaining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, right livelihood, correct livelihood, engaging in occupations that do not harm oneself or others, right effort, correct diligence, abandoning unwholesome states, cultivating wholesome states, right mindfulness, correct awareness, maintaining clear awareness of present bodily and mental phenomena, right concentration, correct concentration, developing mental tranquility and focus through meditation. These 8 factors are interconnected, collectively guiding us towards wisdom and liberation. Among these, right mindfulness and right concentration have found immense resonance in our modern era, even sparking a global mindfulness revolution. Why? Because they are incredibly practical. Consider our daily state, minds buzzing with thoughts, dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, rarely truly abiding in the present. Thinking about work while eating, thinking about entertainment while working, feeling anxious even during leisure.
Constant flot de notifications, ample stimuli.
Our mind is like a ball being tossed around, or a restless monkey jumping up and down. Buddhist wisdom tells us that training in mindfulness is the key to taming this monkey mind. Mindfulness is the conscious, non-judgmental awareness of present moment bodily and mental experiences.
How do we practice?
Start with the most basic, the breath. You can try right now, gently close your eyes, or simply soften your gaze. Bring your attention to your breath. Feel how the air naturally, softly enters your nostrils, flows down your throat, fills your lungs. Then how the breath naturally flows out. Don't try to control the depth or speed of your breath. Just be a quiet observer, aware of the breath's presence. You'll notice thoughts constantly arising: today's work schedule, last night's TV show, what groceries to buy later.
This is normal.
When you realize your mind has wandered, don't criticize yourself. Just gently, like guiding a playful child, bring your attention back to the breath. Again and again and again. This is the simplest mindfulness of breathing practice. Dedicate a few minutes, even 10 or 15 minutes daily. With consistency, you'll feel a subtle shift. Your focus improves. When faced with distractions, it's easier to notice your emotions arising before being swept away by them. In meetings, conversations, tackling complex problems, this present moment awareness brings greater clarity, stability, and strength. This is the most direct gift of physical and mental well-being that Buddhist wisdom offers, finding inner peace through mindful breathing and abiding in the present. Right concentration is the deepening of mindfulness. Through more systematic, longer periods of meditation training, like breath meditation, body scans, loving-kindness meditation, the mind learns to abide stably on an object for extended periods. This isn't just about achieving temporary calm. It cultivates a profound inner strength, an ability to penetrate appearances and perceive the true nature of things. When the mind is sufficiently calm and clear, the light of wisdom naturally shines forth. You see more clearly the arising and passing of thoughts, the coming and going of emotions, the constant flux of bodily sensations. You begin to truly understand and experience impermanence and non-self. This experience isn't intellectual knowledge from books. It's a genuine realization deep within. It fundamentally loosens our rigid attachments and mistaken perceptions, bringing a true sense of liberation. Modern scientific research also confirms that regular meditation practice can effectively reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve emotional regulation, boost immunity, and even alter brain structure. Ancient wisdom is being continually validated by modern science. The brilliance of Buddhist wisdom also lies in its profound insight into dependent origination and emptiness, praditya samutpada and sunyata. These 4 words could be called the cornerstone of the Dharma. Dependent origination means that all phenomena in the world do not exist in isolation. They arise dependent upon various conditions, causes, and factors. Like a tree, it needs seed, soil, sunlight, water, air, and other conditions to grow. We as individuals are also composed of the 4 elements: earth, water, fire, wind, formed by the union of our parents' essences, and shaped within specific familial, social, and cultural environments. Our thoughts, emotions, and character are all influenced by past experiences, education, and environment. Nothing exists independently or eternally. Emptiness refers to the fact that precisely because all things arise dependently, they lack inherent, fixed, independent self-nature svabhava. Their existence is relative, dependent, changing, and temporary. Like water, it freezes when cold, vaporizes when hot. Its form constantly changes. There is no fixed, unchanging water essence. Our bodies undergo cellular metabolism every moment. Thoughts arise and pass like flowing water. Emotions shift like the weather. That I we cling to, the one we believe should be permanent, independent, and in control. If we search carefully, can we actually find it?
Where is it?
In the body? In thoughts?
In feeling?
Or in the name? You'll find it is merely a constantly changing collection of phenomena, a labeled process, not a solid entity. Understanding dependent origination and emptiness isn't to deny the existence of phenomena, but to dismantle our rigid attachments and mistaken perceptions about phenomena, especially the self. When we deeply realize this, many afflictions naturally loosen their grip. We are less inclined to think fiercely, this is mine, this must be this way, I absolutely cannot lose this. Attachment to gain and loss diminishes. Inclusiveness grows. Understanding of others and the world deepens. Because you see clearly that everyone is propelled by countless causes and conditions, struggling or moving forward within their own suffering and karma. This understanding is the foundation of compassion, karuna, the wish to remove suffering, and loving kindness, metta, the wish to give happiness. Buddhist compassion isn't simple sympathy, it's deep care and the wish to help, born from wisdom, seeing clearly the plight of beings trapped in ignorance and affliction. It transcends personal likes and dislikes, embodying a vast and impartial heart. Practicing loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana, is an effective way to cultivate this boundless compassion. Start by wishing for your own well-being. May I be safe, healthy, happy, and live with ease. Then extend it to loved ones. May they be safe, healthy, happy, and live with ease. Extend it further to acquaintances or neutral people. Even extend it to those you dislike or who have harmed you. Finally, extend it to all beings everywhere. This process dissolves inner barriers and opposition, cultivating unconditional goodwill. With such a heart, our relationships naturally become more harmonious, and our inner world fills with warmth and strength. So, how does this wisdom integrate concretely into our modern lives? It certainly doesn't ask us to abandon work, withdraw from society, or retreat into mountains. On the contrary, it offers wisdom for cultivating ourselves right within the world of dust. Daily life is the training ground. Afflictions are the very material for awakening. The mundane tasks of daily living, the workplace, family relationships, these are the very best arenas for refining our minds and growing in wisdom. Practicing in work, how to face pressure. Buddhist wisdom teaches exert effort on the causes, let go of attachment to the results. When working on a project, give it your all, plan meticulously, execute diligently. This is exerting effort on the causes. But whether the project succeeds or yields the expected return depends on many uncontrollable factors. If we cling only to the result, becoming elated with success or despondent with failure, our minds are dragged around by external circumstances. True wisdom is to do our best, then maintain an attitude of openness and acceptance towards the outcome. If successful, be grateful for the confluence of causes and conditions, without arrogance. If unsuccessful, learn from the experience without blaming others. Focus attention on the concentration and dedication of the process, not just fixating on the result. This cultivates the qualities of right effort and letting go of attachment. How to interact with colleagues. Practice more empathy and inclusiveness. Understand that others also have pressures, troubles, and perspectives. Try to see things from their viewpoint, applying the non-self perspective. When conflict arises, first take a deep breath, maintain mindfulness, observe your own emotions. Am I angry? Why am I angry? Avoid speaking harsh words driven by aversion, right speech, right action. Use loving kindness to dissolve opposition and seek win-win solutions. See work itself as an opportunity to serve others and create value, not merely as a means of livelihood, practicing right livelihood. Practicing in relationships. Kinship, romantic love, friendship are life's deepest connections, often bringing the most intense joy and pain. Buddhist wisdom reminds us of the inherent nature of the suffering of separation from loved ones. Even the closest relationships will eventually part, whether through distance or time, death. Recognizing this isn't to make us cold, but to help us cherish every moment of being together now. Less taking for granted, more gratitude and giving. Towards partners, children, parents, practice less control and possessiveness, greed, and more respect and space. When others' behavior doesn't meet our expectations, try to understand the underlying causes, dependent origination. Communicate gently using right speech, rather than blaming with aversion. Crucially, in relationships, don't forget the balance between self-love and compassion. Over-sacrificing oneself, or over-demanding from the other, are both imbalances. Healthy love is built between two independent, whole individuals. Settling your own heart first gives you the capacity to truly love others. This self-love is not selfishness, but respect and care for your own life. Facing troubles and adversity, life is often unsatisfactory. Heartbreak, job loss, illness, setbacks. When these storms hit, Buddhist wisdom is a powerful anchor. First, allow the emotions to be there. Sadness, anger, fear are natural reactions. Don't suppress or deny them. Use mindfulness to observe them. Ah, strong sadness is arising now. Where do I feel it in my body? A tightness in the chest. Just observe without resistance, without following the story. I'm finished. This is so unfair. It's all his/her fault. Know they are like weather, temporary phenomena that come and ultimately go impermanence. This is the wisdom of non-grasping and non-rejecting. Second, apply the wisdom of shifting perspective. Is adversity truly bad? Could it be an opportunity for growth? Is it reminding us of something we've neglected? Countless great figures in history were forged in adversity. Buddhism calls this adversity as a condition for progress. Obstacles can become aids for advancement. Even if you can't see a positive side immediately, trust the law of impermanence. Even the greatest difficulty will inevitably change. In the darkness, maintain that small light of awareness, mindfulness, patiently awaiting the turning tide. Finally, seek solutions within your capabilities, right effort, while practicing letting go of the intense attachment to the situation needing to improve immediately, greed and delusion. This attitude of doing your best and accepting the outcome protects your mental energy to the greatest extent. Facing desires and materialism, modern society is saturated with temptations and stimuli constantly stirring our desires. Buddhist wisdom doesn't demand an ascetic life, but advocates the wisdom of knowing contentment through few desires. Distinguish between needs and wants. Basic needs for survival, health, safety, love, and belonging should be met. But the endless wants stimulated by advertising and social comparison, beyond basic needs, are the root of affliction. Often ask yourself, if I had this, would I truly be happier, more at peace? Or would it just bring fleeting satisfaction before plunging me into the pursuit of the next desire? Cultivate gratitude for what you already have, contentment. Focus on the inner fulfillment from experiences and creation, not just relying on the possession of external things. This isn't suppressing desire, but seeing its nature clearly, not being enslaved by it, becoming the master of desire. The ability to choose is true freedom. Facing life, death, and impermanence, this is the deepest inquiry, and where Buddhist wisdom offers its ultimate solace.
D6 The Unavoidable End of Life.
Fear and avoidance of death are often the underlying cause of much anxiety. Buddhist wisdom teaches us to face impermanence directly. Not only will life end, but all things, every moment, are changing, arising, and ceasing. Recognizing this can make us cherish the present more deeply and live each moment more fully. It is not passive fatalism, but profound realism. Furthermore, the Buddhist teachings on karma, cause and effect, and the continuation of consciousness, rebirth, which belongs to a deeper level of faith, also provide a meaningful framework for life that transcends individual finite existence, offering a certain hope and tranquility in facing death. Even without discussing rebirth, understanding dependent origination, realizing we are just one link in the long river of life, that our existence is intimately connected to countless other lives, and that our actions, words, and thoughts impact the world, karma, can instill a sense of responsibility and reverence for life, enabling us to live more meaningfully. Friend, the wisdom of the Buddha's path is vast and profound, like an endless treasure mountain. What we've discussed today is merely a few foundation stones at the mountain's gate, a few drops in a vast ocean. It doesn't offer quick-fix magic, nor does it promise illusory heavens. It provides a map for understanding the world and understanding oneself, a method for purifying the heart and enhancing the quality of life, and the ultimate possibility of being grounded in reality while transcending suffering. It asks for a lifetime of learning, reflection, practice, and realization. This process itself is a profound cultivation and an art of living. There are many ways to learn this wisdom. You can read the scriptures, like the Heart Sutra, Diamond Sutra, Dhammapada. Many excellent modern commentaries exist. Listen to teachings from accomplished teachers. Abundant resources are available online today. Join practice groups for mutual support and encouragement. But most importantly, bring the wisdom into action. Integrate it into your heart and conduct. Start with a few minutes of mindful breathing each day. Start by noticing one thought, one word you speak. Start by practicing speaking one warm word to another, performing one small act of kindness. Wisdom is not just for discussing, it's for living. In every arising thought, every gesture, every step, practice awareness, practice correction, practice letting go of greed, aversion, and delusion, practice cultivating ethical conduct, sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panna. It's like polishing a rough gem. It requires patience, time, and continuous, unwavering effort, right effort. There will be setbacks. There will be confusion along the way.
This is normal.
Don't seek perfection. What matters is maintaining awareness and sustaining that heart inclined towards goodness, growth, and awakening. Buddhist wisdom, at its essence, is the path guiding us to know our own mind, to awaken to our own true nature. It ultimately tells us, true peace, true happiness, true power, do not lie in some distant place, not in the accumulation of possessions, not in the approval of others. They reside within the depths of each person's heart, the luminous light of awareness, never truly stained, only temporarily obscured by the clouds of ignorance and affliction. The purpose of practice is to disperse these clouds, allowing the inherently present light of wisdom and compassion to shine forth brilliantly. So, friend, why not begin right now? When this recording ends, when you re-enter the stream of life, try to carry with you just a little of the awareness we've touched upon. The next time you feel troubled or scattered, remember to return to your breath, even for just 3 conscious breaths. The next time you feel like criticizing someone, try pausing for a second. Ask yourself, what emotion is arising in me right now? The next time you gain something you desired and feel elated, also observe, is this joy lasting? The next time you face loss or setback, try to feel the reality of impermanence. See if you can find a sliver of acceptance amidst the pain. Each moment of such awareness and choice is lighting a lamp of wisdom within your heart. Each moment is planting a seed of awakening in the soil of your life. This path has been walked by the Buddha. It has been walked by countless awakened ones. It leads not to some vague illusion, but to a state of being more awake, more compassionate, more free, and more fearless. It is right here, right now, within your own heart, waiting for you to discover it, to open it. May you, in the details of daily life, touch the refreshing coolness of this wisdom. May you, under the light of awareness, walk each step steadily, your heart abiding in ease.